What is up, friends? Welcome back for the next movie reaction. Today I'm going to be checking out This Is Spinal Tap, which I've been mainly excited to see because I saw a lot of you saying that Chuck from Better Call Saul is one of the main cast members in this, and so I'm stoked to be able to see him in something else because obviously he's an incredible actor in that show. I imagine he does a great job here as well, and I guess that it's a musical type movie, or at least centered around music, because that's my guess from the cover. And also I've heard a couple of you say that Chuck sings in this as well, or I should say Michael McKean, since that's his actual name. But other than those things, I don't know anything going into this one. I don't know the genre besides it being possibly centered around music, and so it's all going to be a surprise for me. Hopefully you all enjoy watching along with me for it. If you do, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel grow, and of course you can check out the full-length reaction on my Patreon, link for that in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into This Is Spinal Tap.
My name is Marty DeBerge. I'm a filmmaker. I went down to Greenwich Village, New York City to a rock club called the Electric Banana. I heard a band that, for me, redefined the word rock and roll.
This is not how I expected the film to start, just talking straight to us. I'm guessing these are the guys that are on the cover that he's talking about.
Spinal Tap is still going strong. They've earned a distinguished place in rock history as one of England's loudest bands. I jumped at the chance to make the documentary, if you will, rockumentary.
Dude, I love that rockumentary. This is kind of a cool intro, though, just starting off with a bit of setup here. They sound pretty dang good to me.
Enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie.
Nice. No better way to start off a movie than by saying let's boogie. I'm gonna assume that that's like a Fargo style, this is a true story type intro. Hey, well, they do sound pretty good, man. They put on a good show. I can't tell which one is Michael McKean quite yet, though. Nice, man. They're absolutely beloved. I do like their music.
We were in different groups. I was in a group called The Creatures, which was a skiffle group.
I was in Lovely Lads, so we might as well join up, you know.
So we became the originals.
That's Chuck / Michael McKean on the right, isn't it? Could barely recognize him with the long hair.
First drummer was Stumpy Peeps. He died. He died in a bizarre gardening accident.
You know, the authorities said, you know, best leave it unsolved.
When has anybody ever said best to leave it unsolved? I don't know if anyone I know's died in a garden accident. Gardening.
Fellas!
Yes.
How you doing?
Who's that? Bobby Flecker.
Sam,
Who is it?
Bobby Flecker.
Bobby, of course. How are you?
We know.
Is that the nanny from the show The Nanny? I kind of recognize her voice. Never seen her in anything else, though.
This is Sir Dennis Eaton Hogg.
Hello,
This
Dennis.
is Nigel. Where's my photographer? Okay, right over here.
That man's giving me some scary flashbacks to Lost Highway. An odd choice for this party.
Wish them great success, and so say all of us, tap into America.
That's a pretty clever line right there. I like it. I love that this is done in a documentary style, though. It makes it have a very unique feel.
You reading Yes I Can? You know what the title of that book should be? Yes I Can, if Frank Sinatra says it's okay. Get to the part yet where Frank's walking down Broadway.
They've had enough of his chit chat. That's great.
Frank Sinatra, it's a different world that they're in. Kids go to their concert, they have a great time.
I would never tell them this, but this is a fad.
Oh, interesting opinion right there. I'm not sure. They seem like they're doing pretty good to me. Now we're getting to the juicy shots of the documentary. I don't think I've ever heard the line bum cakes used in a song before. With the subtle comedy that we've gotten already, I don't know if the lyrics are supposed to be funny or what.
Big bottom, talk about mud flaps, my girl's got 'em.
Oh, goodness gracious, man, these lyrics are what? Not being subtle about anything. People seem to love it, though.
Let's talk about your reviews a little bit. Tasteless cover is a good indication of the lack of musical invention within.
What a transition back to this interview.
The Gospel according to Spinal Tap. Enough to prompt the question, what day did the Lord create Spinal Tap, and couldn't he have rested on that day too?
A good one. That's a good one.
Man, I love this, dude. They're getting roasted, so maybe not everyone loves them.
What about the album, Ian?
They're just experimenting with new packaging materials.
Do you have monkeys opening it or what?
The Boston gig has been cancelled. I wouldn't worry about it, though. It's not a big college town.
Oh, interesting. So if only the college kids are interested, maybe it is a fad like that other guy was saying. If they grow out of it, they might be done.
The company is rather down on the cover. Is that the case?
Yes.
You can give it to me straight, you know.
Listen, they don't like the cover. They don't like the cover.
Well, that's certainly straight.
He got exactly what he wanted. I don't know if he's happy about that answer.
Naked woman on all fours with a dog collar around her neck, pushing a black glove in her face. You don't find that offensive?
No,
you don't find
This man is wild. He is rolling with this idea.
They're not going to release the album because they have decided that the cover is sexist.
What's wrong with being sexy? I mean, there's no
Sexist.
That man's on a completely different page. After the introduction we got to the band, this is not going well at all.
You guys were schoolmates?
We're not university material.
What's that on your finger?
It's my gum. I might need it later.
Put it on the table. It's terrible.
Well, forget it on the table.
This guy is an absolute airhead. What the heck? As long as he produces good music, though, I guess it doesn't matter.
There's also like a reaction to the females.
They see us on stage with tight trousers. We've got, armadillos in our trousers. I mean, it's really quite frightening.
I don't know if that was him supposed to be laughing from the script or if that line really did make him crack up, but it's quite a description.
There's some problems here. This miniature bread, it's like, you got this.
You'd like bigger bread?
Exactly. I don't understand how
You could
it's like.
fold this.
Then it's half the size.
No, not the bread.
Oh gosh, all the scenes with this guy are great. He is really struggling out here.
I want large bread so that I can put this, then it's like this.
Yeah.
But this doesn't work. Would you be holding
No,
this?
I wouldn't want to eat.
I love that they chose to include this in the documentary of all things, not painting him in the best light.
Don't want it to affect your performance.
It's not
right?
going to affect my performance. It
Well,
does
it won't
disturb
happen
me,
again.
but I
It's
rise
disgusting.
above it. I'm a professional,
You're right.
Man, that went on so much longer than I expected, but it was fantastic. The world's just trying to keep Nigel down. Is he trying to get him up? I thought that was part of the performance that he was laying down. That's the most ridiculous job I've ever seen a stage helper do.
Do you actually play all these, or?
I play them and I cherish them. This one is just perfect. The sustain, listen to it.
I'm not hearing anything.
You would, though, if it were playing.
This man's such a character. I love it. I feel like this filmmaker is not going to be idolizing them as much as he used to.
Still got the old tagger on it.
Just bought it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I wasn't gonna touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Oh my gosh. Tensions are high right now.
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11.
Does that mean it's louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? Most blokes are going to be playing at 10.
So I guess that's why they got the reputation for the loudest band. I also feel like that might be a bit of a marketing scheme, seeing the 11 and thinking it'll go louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Dude, that long pause was fantastic. This is a funny movie, man. I thought it was going to be a bit more serious heading into it, but I'm loving the style.
Put you on the 7th floor with one suite. It's a king leisure.
How are we going to get 14 people in a king leisure bed?
Oh, don't tempt me, sir.
Don't tempt me, he says. Everyone's hilarious in this.
This twisted old fruit here tells me that you
just as
have
God
not
made
got
me,
my
sir.
reservations.
What's the difference between golf and...
Oh my, dude, I want to see more of that guy, man. He's funny.
Let's do Duke. Yeah. Spinal Tap, David St. Habits. Where are you playing in Tap?
Oh, is this guy the real heartthrob of the music industry? Seems a bit more official than Spinal Tap.
Great to see you again, Terry.
Yeah,
cheers. Duke.
Good days. Good days.
Nice to see you. What a wanker.
What a wank.
Oh my, start flaming that man as soon as he's out of earshot.
Have you seen Duke Fame's current album? Seen the cover?
No.
It's like naked women and...
No, he's tied down to this table.
Oh, interesting. So they're not the only ones with outside-the-box thinking for covers.
Because he's the victim. Their objections were that she was the victim. That's all right. I mean, if the singer's the victim, it's different. It's not sexist.
He did a twist on it.
He did.
Twist.
Oh, he found the loophole, man. Broke the system. Is that what they're gonna do now? Is this kind of a commentary on the music industry?
You've got this cricket bat here.
Yes.
You play?
No, I carry this. It's a kind of totemistic thing, you know. It's come in useful in a couple of situations. But in the top...
Oh my gosh, they actually cut to him using it. That's great. I love how this has basically been a comedy so far without feeling like a typical comedy.
You might have to take a plane to New York and then go to Milwaukee from there.
Oh, God, I love you too.
Who's that? Janine. She's going to come meet us.
She come in to drop some stuff off, you know, and then go right
she's
back.
coming on the road.
Interesting. Is that his girlfriend or his wife or just someone that he's interested in? Looks like not everyone is excited about that.
Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Do it with the harmony parts.
Well, since my baby... The same key, though, I think.
Well, this isn't the best showing here, but they'll get it eventually, I'm sure.
Since my baby left me... It sounds like barbershop.
Well, hey.
Barbershop rugger.
Watch the language.
It's a new hybrid.
The king.
Man, these guys play off each other so great. I also just love their hairstyles. It's so perfect.
Stumpy's replacement, Peter James Bond, he also died in mysterious circumstances. Jazz Blues Festival, where was that?
Blues jazz, really.
Blues Jazz.
Dude, this dialogue's freaking killing me. But also, never sign up to be their drummer because your death is near.
Exploded on stage. Nothing was left.
Look at his face.
Well, there was.
It's true. This really did happen.
There's a little green globule on his drum seat.
The way they describe these situations, too, is great. They're talking about such gruesome things, but they're just so casual about it.
Hello, darling. Hello, I've got a surprise for you.
Where'd you come from?
Bloody airplane, didn't I?
Oh, she made it here after all. It's going to be interesting how the relationship's going to change, because it seemed like Nigel wasn't too happy about it.
We wanted to do that for
Film it.
That's the film crew. This is Janine.
Hello.
Hello.
Here it is!
Visitor's Day, isn't it?
Here it is, lads!
You better turn.
My only guess right now is maybe Nigel used to date her before. That would definitely be a reason to be upset at her being here.
Is this the test pressing?
No, this is it, right?
Smell the glove by
That's-
Spinal Tap when you go to the
Smell
stores.
the glove,
Is
yes.
he going to say anything here? Or
It doesn't even say
Nope,
anything.
it's
in
not
there.
going to say...
It's literally just blank, dude. Avoiding any sort of controversy. Just crazy enough it might work.
Every movie in every cinema is about death. Death sells.
There's something about this that's so black. It's like, how much more black could this be? And the answer is none.
My gosh, man. They think they may have actually cracked the code. Who knows? Sex sells is the past. Death sells is the new age.
I frankly think that this is the turning point. It's
Yeah,
time
yes,
to
I
kick
think
ass.
it's
What in the world is this set, man? This is so abstract. Oh no, man, he can't get out. There's always some problem that arises. Maybe the drummer's not gonna be the next one to die this time. Yo, this is actually a pretty good track right here. I love it. I'm a fan that they've been using the performance sequences sparingly, so each time they feel significant. Bro, I knew that he would get out as soon as the others got in. The worst timing possible.
Do you have any fears for your life?
They kind of took me aside and said, it's like this. It kind of freaked me out a bit, but it can't always happen.
I mean, so far it's been everyone, it sounds like. Gotta admire the man's confidence.
Before I met Janine, my life was cosmically a shambles. I was using bits and pieces of whatever Eastern philosophies happened to drift through my transom.
They look like that freaking Mr. Incredible meme. I'm not even surprised he's into some interesting stuff like that.
It's so strange because Nigel and Janine are so similar. They don't dislike each other at all, and there's great love between the two of them, but they just...
Oh, interesting. I thought he was gonna drop something like, oh, they used to be together, but maybe they secretly are getting together behind his back and he just doesn't realize it.
Bit of a departure from the kind of thing you normally play.
Musical trilogy that I'm doing in D minor, which I always find is really the saddest of all keys.
Jeez, man, he is into it. Everybody knows D minor is the worst emotionally.
I'm really influenced by Mozart and Bach, and it's sort of in between though. It's like a Mach piece, really.
What do you call this?
Well, this piece is called Lick My Love Pump.
A Mach? Dude, that's such a great line. And that name. If somehow Spinal Tap falls apart, it seems like he's got a bit of a future, just in a different genre.
One more.
Could you take this jacket off, please?
Oh, it's the zipper. Setting off the machine.
We're gonna be here for a while. I'm sure he probably has endless medals hidden around. Oh, here we go. What does he have stashed down there? I'm a bit worried to find out. Oh no, man, it was all a fake. That's embarrassing. When you're on stage, you gotta look your best.
Nigel Tufno.
Right.
I love your stuff. I go back with you guys. Artie fucking Polymer Records.
Right.
Special new friend, Cindy.
This is Belinda.
Hello, Belinda. Artie fucking
nice to
Polymer
meet
Records.
Love how he keeps introducing himself over and over as if they didn't just hear him. Man's got elite comb-over game. No, dude, the silence makes me think that nobody showed up here. Dude, that's such a brilliant frame. That looks so awful in the back. The least attractive cover ever made.
We were told massive radio support.
It's me. I did it. I got no timing. Do me a favor. Kick my ass, okay? Kick this ass for a man, that's all. Kick my ass.
For a man? What? I think he actually wants that regardless of the result. Everybody in this movie is doing such an entertaining job with their acting. Gotta shout out the editing of this movie as well, because doing a documentary style type thing is not super easy, especially when you don't have music to help hide cuts or soften cuts or anything.
This looks familiar, though. Listen, it really does.
They really just got lost. What a disaster of a tour, man.
Go right straight through this door here, down the hall, turn right. There's a little jog there, about 30 feet. Jog to the left.
We don't have time for that.
I mean, they're gonna have to do it. This is such a maze down here.
Hello, Cleveland!
Dude, this is a mess. I love the scenes that they've come up with for this movie, though. So creative.
The stage look. This is a look for Viv. He's a Libra. There's the sort of the yin sort of look. This is Nigel. He's Capricorn.
Yikes, man, these are terrifying. I don't think that's gonna work out, but I mean, they've done crazier things as we've seen.
There are solutions to our problems. I think we know what
I've
they
yet
are.
to hear them. Stonehenge. Best production value we've ever had on stage.
But we haven't got the equipment.
I'm very interested in Stonehenge because we heard someone in the crowd earlier say do Stonehenge. Was that their magnum opus?
We built a new one.
Consider it done.
Do you feel that in collaboration with David, you are afforded the opportunity to express yourself?
You know, in my solos.
That's not a very good answer for his question. If you only feel in sync when you're doing your own thing. I'm very curious how the Stonehenge thing's gonna turn out, though. I feel like something's gonna be messed up. What in the world, man? Never seen anyone do that before. And I gotta be honest, does not sound the best either.
When we get the actual set, it'll follow exactly these specifications. I mean, even these contours and everything.
This is what you asked for, isn't it?
This is the piece?
Yeah.
Oh, no way, man. That's so tiny. No one's gonna be able to see that. I knew something was gonna go wrong here.
This is what I was asked to build. 18 inches. Right here, it's specified 18 inches. I was given this napkin. I mean, forget this.
Oh my gosh, no. So she was just following directions. How unfortunate.
Stonehenge, where a man's a man and the children dance to the pipes of Pan.
This is a pretty good song, man. I can see why it's one of their more popular ones.
Won't you take my hand? We'll go back in time.
Did they come up? I'm assuming they came up with all of these songs for the movie, so that's pretty impressive.
How they danced, the little children of Stonehenge, beneath.
And the Stonehenge monument is exactly the size of the little children. Such a pitiful display. What in the world, man? Is this their improvisation in order to make use of such a small thing?
Problem may have been that there was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. That tended to understate the hugeness of the object.
Dude, I love the freaking cuts out of performances in this movie. It's such a great job of that. Not surprised they're not happy.
Whenever a single bump or a ruffle comes into this little fantasy world that you guys have built around yourself, you start screaming like a bunch of Ponzi hairdressers.
I can't take this man seriously when he's dressed like a sad Waldo from Where's Waldo.
I quit, all right?
I raise a practical question at this point. We're going to do Stonehenge tomorrow.
No, we're not gonna do Stonehenge.
Oh my gosh, just asking the right questions though. That sucks, man. They lost their manager. What are they gonna do now?
How would you characterize your relationship with David?
We feel like children, even when we're playing. We're closer than brothers. Brothers always fight. We have a relationship that's way past that.
I don't know. Not sure if I believe that based off what I've seen. Seems like Nigel is getting more and more upset with him.
You can't concentrate because your wife.
I don't understand what this has to do with anything.
We're very lucky in a sense that we've got two visionaries in the band.
Oh gosh, such genius inserts. The band is absolutely in shambles, but everyone's given a different story in the interviews.
We're going to the Air Force Base.
Why are we going to an Air Force base?
Because the original gig fell through.
Oh my gosh, and then we cut to that. It looks so dreary and dull. They're definitely not gonna get hyped for a rock band.
May I start by saying how thrilled we are to have you here. We are such fans of your music. I'm not speaking of yours personally, but the whole genre of the rock and roll and so many...
Nigel looks so freaking upset right now. Doesn't help that that was a mini roast.
These haircuts wouldn't pass military muster, believe me. Although I shouldn't talk. My hair's getting a little shaggy, too. Better not get too close to you. They'll think I'm part of the band. I'm joking, of course. Shall we go in?
Is he gonna be the opening act? This man's a real comedian. He's nice enough, though.
I would like to get playing 1,900 hours. It's about 1,830 hours.
So that's what, 50 hours?
120 hours? It's actually about 30 minutes.
My gosh, just making it so much more confusing for him.
And I have just one request. Would you play a couple of slow numbers so I can dance?
Working on a sex farm.
Dude, the editing's so good. The exact opposite of what he was hoping for. This is not their typical demographic. Holy crap, and just like that, Nigel is gone. They're losing like one person a day at this rate.
37 people have been in this band. I can't see myself missing Nige any more than I might miss Ross McLaughlin or Ronnie Pudding or Denny Upham or Danny Schindler.
What a list, man. I had no idea they'd gone through that many people. I thought it was just the drummers dying.
I'll tell you what we're going to have to do. Jazz Odyssey.
We're not about to do a free-form jazz exploration in front of a festival crowd.
You are witnesses of Spinal Tap Mark II.
Oh, here we go. We got another name in their storied history. And I mean, at this point, might as well try anything to get it back in swing. The band's status, that is.
He wrote this.
I don't know, if I was Derek, I wouldn't want my name attached to that blunder.
We had a 15-year ride, mate. Who wants to be a 45-year-old rock and roller farting around in front of people less than half their age? It's beneath us.
Oh, they're finally coming to terms with their position, it seems like. Unless he's just ready to change completely and just take on a new style.
I've always wanted to do a collection of my acoustic numbers with the London Philharmonic, as you know.
People should be envying us, you know.
I envy us.
Yeah,
I do.
Me too.
I don't think it's possible to envy yourself, but maybe they really were just that good. Would have loved to see them at their peak.
I'm in tune.
Last tune.
Huh? You go?
This just makes me appreciate Michael McKean's acting even more in Better Call Saul, because he's so different here.
Bumped into Ian and seems that Sex Farm is on the charts in Japan. Number 5 last week. He asked me to ask you if you'd be interested in doing a tour.
Whoa, here we go, man. Maybe they just got a boost. That's some pretty good news right there. But they were ready to hang up the jersey and retire.
Time to go in. We haven't got time to discuss this now.
David, do a good show, all right? Yeah, okay.
It's a great moment. I love that. Still good friends deep down, even after all they've been through. I wonder if Nigel secretly wishes he could go out there one last time with them. Yes, let's go. Got the official invitation. Spinal Tap Reborn. What the heck, man? What's that? Oh, they're in Japan now. Was that explosion not just a transition, but the drummer actually exploded? Dude still got the cricket back, looking more menacing than ever.
Do you feel that playing rock and roll keeps you a child?
I'm so glad it didn't end. I was worried it was going to end there.
It's more like going to a national park or something. They preserve the moose. That's my childhood up there on stage, is that moose.
What an analogy, but it really did end right there. I mean, quite the ending, though. They ended on their best performance.
They send you the works of famous authors done by actors with the same last name. So I've got Denham Elliott reading T.S. Eliot. And I've got, yes.
Dude, Michael McKean was so great in this. Loved his performance. About the most opposite character you could get from Chuck in Better Call Saul.
This is my exact inner structure done in a t-shirt.
If we were to take all your flesh and blood and
take them off,
you'd see exactly.
This is what you'd see.
Dude, Nigel is so good. I don't know if I've ever seen that actor in anything else, but now I really want to see more of his work.
David St. Hubbins. I must admit, I've never heard anybody with that name.
Well, he was an unusual saint.
There was a St. Hubbins.
That's right, yes. He was the patron saint of quality footwear.
This is fantastic. Is this just like stuff that they didn't want to put in the regular film or they couldn't find a place?
If you were to have something written as your epitaph.
Here lies David St. Hubbins, and why not?
You feel that sums up your
No, it's the first thing I could think of.
Great line, man. I wonder how much of this was scripted or if it was just them coming up with stuff on the spot, some ad-libbing, because it doesn't really feel like something that you could write.
If you could not play rock and roll, what would you do?
Freelance selling. Would you? What size do you wear, sir?
You think you'd be happy doing something?
No, we're all out. Do you wear black?
Now he's really diving into his role. I think he'd absolutely kill that job. Dude, that was such a great way to close the film. Just giving us more of what we want there at the end. Well, that was so far different than what I was expecting coming into this movie, but I had a blast watching it. It was so captivating and it felt so real the entire time, mostly because of the documentary style. But I think that was a genius play for the movie and for the story, and everyone played their parts perfectly as well, because other than Michael McKean, who I obviously know from Better Call Saul, I didn't really recognize any of the other actors or actresses, and so I could really just lose myself in the film and made them feel like real genuine characters, which I think helped my experience be better overall. But it was a hilarious movie. Did not realize it was going to be so funny, but there were some fantastic moments, and I love how all the humor was so subtle as well. Definitely feels feels like a lot of the other British comedy styles that I've seen in the past. And it also had a little bit of a similar feel to What We Do in the Shadows. I feel like that's kind of the atmosphere that I got while watching it, mainly just because both documentary styles, obviously very different topics, but I feel like it's a little bit similar in that regard. And of course I saw it was directed by Rob Reiner. Couldn't really say anything in the moment because I was watching what was happening on screen, but very cool to get him again on the channel so soon after Stand By Me, which very different movie from this. So the man is certainly talented in directing different genres, very multifaceted, and so I thought the direction of this movie was fantastic. But it was a really unique experience, a very enjoyable one, and so I'm glad that I got to check it out and have a good time with it. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching along with me for it, and look forward to seeing you all in the next one next time, and until then, peace.
These go to 11.